the world of customer service is moving towards personalization of customer experience and meeting the growing consumer demands, we bring you this special series that discusses customer service, AI, digitization, and much more. CNBC TV 18 presents Haptik Customer First. I'm Shibani Gharat, and today I'm joined in by Abhinav Sinha, Chief Operating Officer at OYO. Abhinav, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Shibani, for having me. Really glad to be here.
Abhinav, straight off the bat, so much has changed when it comes to travel over the past 1 year, or more than actually 1 year.
Yeah.
Tell us, how has the entire customer experience or OYO's customer experience changed from the booking to the checkout?
Thanks, Shibani, for this question. This is a really important perspective to have in today's world. Over the last 15 months specifically, the hospitality industry has seen a lot of change. Especially customer expectations have changed dramatically. And the scenario has been very dynamic and especially provided all the companies an amazing opportunity to look at their own ways of serving the customer and innovating a lot. And that has really led to innovations, new ways to serve the customer. And there has been a lot to learn for us. So with that as the backdrop, over the last 15 months, we have seen, of course, some important movements that have happened. The first and foremost I will call out, again, driven by the pandemic, is the importance that customers are placing over safety and hygiene. So if you see, of course, hygiene has always been a very important matter of choice. But here, in the context of COVID, this got heightened scrutiny from the customers. And as a result of that, let me talk about a couple of interesting insights and what OYO did as a response. One of the most interesting insights was that customers want flexibility. Their plans are changing, the rules and regulations are evolving, and customers are looking for flexible ways of making a booking, flexible ways where they would like to cancel if needed. And therefore, the type of plans that customers have, they have undergone a sea change across the spectrum. One of the other things you would see because of this, because of changing norms, regulations, and the scenario, more and more on-demand bookings are happening. Customers are not able to plan in advance. And that means that customers basically need to make a reservation almost 1 or 2 days before they plan to travel. And that opens up very unique type of challenges from a customer service perspective. So in these two areas, OYO has always been at the forefront. So when you think about hygiene, OYO was one of the first ones to launch what we call Sanitize Before Your Eyes. This was a program where the customers can demand cleaning and sanitization of their room right in front of their eyes at the point of check-in. The second innovation here was also around the entire use case, customer service use case with customers related to the on-demand check-in. Now, when you are making bookings on the same day or 1 day before check-in, you cannot rely on old ways of customer service. So the customer service entirely has moved towards chat, has moved towards channels which allow you to really engage with the customer in situ as soon as possible while crunching down, especially the first response time. Because in on-demand use cases, that becomes extremely important. So these two clearly, hygiene and on-demand use case, were two trends that we observed as we have seen over the last 12 months unfold. And there are multiple ways in which technology has been to the fore in making use of these of this context to really allow us to serve our customers better.
Abhinav, so the second wave of the pandemic is almost behind us. The second wave is receding across the country, but the government is predicting the third wave of the pandemic already. And many customers are thinking, hey, there is only a limited window for us to travel. But this has also resulted in an increase in demand for providers such as you. And this also makes it difficult to offer services like cleaning of the room right in front of the customer's eyes. So how are you managing all of this?
Shivani, that's right. the good news is first that with the pandemic receding, or at least the second wave receding, there is a very strong demand in the market. So first of all, we are very happy about that and very excited to have an opportunity to serve our customers. As we think about how do we roll out these interventions, the key thing to always remember is you cannot serve our customers, we cannot serve our customers at scale with these changes in the processes or the innovations unless these are really enabled by technology. So we have really enabled more and more investments over the last 15 months to be able to serve our customers through technology as the foremost means of engaging with them. So let me give you a couple of examples. As we talked about the demand cases moving more and more on demand, with about 80 to 90% now bookings happening on the day of travel or one day before travel, it becomes extremely important to be able to connect to the customers and really provide very quick responses to them. And they, of course, have multiple questions in these uncertain times. So our chatbots have really come to the fore, and in 15 months, from about 30% of the customer queries being handled through our chatbots, this number is now close to 86%. So this allows us to meet customers' expectations, to manage their expectations, and to deliver the service standards at scale. Now, similarly, when you look at Vaccine Aid, this is a program that we launched wherein we are communicating to our customers that here are hotels where the entire staff is already vaccinated. So this helps builds confidence amongst the consumers. This really helps them, really make the decision that the time is right and they would be safe in the hotel if they go out and travel during the pandemic. How do we do that is basically through, again, our technology. And we have two platforms. One is the platform on the side of our hotel patrons, and the other is the platform for the consumers. So we go out, engage with our hotel patrons, and we are able to collect information through the technology platform, which tells us whether the hotel staff is vaccinated or not. And then we are able to showcase that information to the customers, saying that, hey, these are the hotels which are already vaccinated and they have a Vaccine Aid tag attached, which makes it really easy for the customers to say that, yeah, I feel safer in these hotels. So all of that, and there is literally no manual engagement needed here. It's all done through technology, which sits in front of the hotel owners, and the technology that customers have in their hands, which is our consumer app. So these are examples, but basically how we are able to manage at scale absolutely is through technology, really driving this, not just enabling, but driving this change for us in terms of how we engage with the customers and deliver superior experience and better confidence in these times.
Abhinav, having said that, you mentioned how OYO is a tech-first company, and technology is right there, available, sitting in front of the owners. Tell us, on this note, tell us what is your tech stack?
Yes, absolutely. So this is a critical question to understand OYO as well. OYO is a service that has two sides to it. The first side is the side where we are constantly servicing and partnering with our merchants. We call them OYO patrons. These are entrepreneurs who are running their own hospitality businesses. They are running hotels, they are running vacation homes. They use our technology stack to manage their business end to end. So their distribution of their inventory, managing their inventory, their pricing, their revenue management, their ability to serve our customers, their ability to run the hotel operations seamlessly. All of this is enabled by the technology stack of OYO that sits at the front desk. If you are an asset owner, not only does the front desk have its own technology stack, as an asset owner, you also have your own mobile app to be able to take decisions to improve your revenue, to be able to take decisions to serve your customers, our customers better. The second stack is the stack that engages with the customers. So as you know, we have a consumer app that is for the last 2 quarters, where App Annie has declared the results, the third most downloaded travel app globally after Booking.com and Airbnb. So This consumer stack ecosystem has our consumer app, has our consumer website, and also has technology which we have for the corporate travelers. There is technology for the travel agents. So this is the distribution side of technology. So our merchant side capability allows us to really bring the best services and the best inventory to the consumers. The inventory, the hotels are all exclusive. They're exclusively with us on our platform. They are all OYO hotels. And for the consumer, because of this, we are able to lead by providing very high ease of use. The technology is very simple to use, and you can basically make a booking in 3 clicks. We lead with affordability. At any place, at any location, for a given quality, you will find the best price at OYO. And more importantly, we lead with customer service. We take end-to-end charge of customer experience by bringing our partners, our customers, and our own service capabilities all together through these 2 technology stacks.
Okay. Abhinav, travel has been made uncertain because of this entire pandemic. You know, there could be a family emergency or self-emergency, flight cancellation, etc., have become extremely common when it comes to travel. And this often leads to cancellations, which also results in, eventual conflicts with the service provider. So how do you address this issue? And if at all there is any grievance by a customer, how do you guys manage it seamlessly?
Great question again, Shibani. If you are in hospitality, this is part and parcel of what you do on a day-to-day basis. I will call out and say that it's important to remember that in hospitality, you need to have the highest levels of empathy. Everyone is in a very unique situation. No 2 situations are the same. So imagine, there's a family with kids traveling from Delhi, let's say, to Nainital, spending 6, 7, 8 hours on the road and doing a road trip. And when they arrive at the hotel, at the reception, they are already in a very different state of mind. So you got to appreciate this, and you got to understand that, no 2 customers are the same. They have their own nuances, own preferences, own challenges, own backgrounds. And because of which, it is extremely important to factor that in when you are dealing with customers. So of course, there are some very easy decisions, I would say, that we have made. At the beginning of the pandemic, we realized that customers would not be, or rather I would say, would be hesitating to pay you in advance unless you make the cancellation rules very friendly. So across our businesses, across our hotels and homes businesses globally, over the last 15 months, we have had the most friendly cancellation policies across the ecosystem. And we have also enabled more and more bookings. I would dare to say that, we are the platform that enables the highest percentage of bookings where you can make a booking, your booking is confirmed, and you need not pay anything upfront. So you can basically go and pay on the premise once you are checking in, or you can prepay when you're on the way and you're certain that your trip is going to take place as planned. So starting with that, we have taken care of removing the uncertainty, or rather removing the concerns customers have around, what in case my trip, the plans get changed. But beyond that, again, how we deal with customers and how we deal with issues, a lot of this is down to about, building your technology as well as your processes, right? Both people and technology both have to move together, where you basically understand that customers are unique, their situations are unique. You build in the system very high levels of capability to listen, and you build in the system very high levels of empathy as you deal with them. And even though this goes beyond the policies, you can have policies and you can enforce those policies as well. We have constantly seen that customers are always very careful, and they are actually very appreciative of the policies you have, as long as you are listening to them, and as long as you have the patience and the care to explain to them about the solution that you're proposing and why you are saying so.
Abhinav, you made a great point when you said that empathy is extremely important when it comes to hospitality. But having said that, How do you strike that balance between psychology and technology?
Absolutely. This is a fascinating question. We have spent time thinking about this and debating this. And the short answer is that, it's actually a very, very strong connection, much stronger than what anyone would think sitting outside. And let me start off by saying that technology, there are a couple of elements that technology enables, which actually gives technology an edge in terms of being at the forefront of also factoring in psychology when dealing with the customers. The first one, of course, is personalization. You kicked off this interaction by talking about personalization. For us, it's a very powerful medium because on the hotel side, on the merchant side, we have an ability to really understand their situation, their skill levels, their experience in the hospitality trade, and all of these are important. Their language preferences, for example. And on the customer level, because it's a consumer app, about in India, about 65-70% of the bookings are directly coming in through the consumer app. All of this, each app is basically with the consumer and allows us to understand the specific consumer really well. So technology, therefore, has a very important edge when it comes to this element of psychology. The other element of technology also is technology allows you to think multi-platform. It allows you to integrate all these platforms. There are consumers, the same consumer, in fact, I would say, could sometimes call you on the call center. The same consumer the next time could end up chatting with you on the chatbot, on the chat service, or the same consumer sometimes would reach out to you through social media. So technology actually allows you to really pull all these multiple platforms together. So these two elements of personalization and ability to bring all the platforms together play a very important role. In terms of psychology specifically, I will call out a couple of areas and illustrate this with examples. For example, languages is something which multiple brands talk about, and the reality is that it's not, preferences on language are not static. Preferences of language actually change based on the situation you are in. We have had multiple, I'm sure that when you hang around with friends, you will always have that friend when in distress, some persons revert back to their native regional languages. When in distress, some people revert back to English as a language. So you really need to know that what's the language that the customer prefers based on the situation that the person is in, right? Not every conversation is just a normal conversation, and that is something that technology allows you to do. There are also, if you understand the perspective, a lot of young 20-year-olds in our country now rely heavily on chat. So if someone has the experience of using chat as a medium, when you have them on the phone, the type of conversations that they expect is very different. They expect conversations to be faster, very quick, no long sentences, and that's something which you need to really bring your technology and human interface together to understand that. And many other areas, for example, think about safety. What does safety really mean, right? And this is we typically, as a business, you can have a very scientific way of looking at it, but the psychological way of looking at it may yield different results. For example, some people may articulate and say that I feel safe when I see other families staying at the same hotel, right? And that's a very different statement. Some people may say that I feel safe based on the lighting that you see in the reception area or on the facade of the hotel, right? And understanding these through the personalization capabilities on the customer side and bringing this back and educating your merchants and actually controlling thereafter the experience that they deliver to your customers is basically an amazing opportunity that OYO has because of this two-faceted platform that you have. And this can only be done again through technology.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today. That was OYO's Abhinav Sinha sharing with us how technology enables both personalization and bringing in of multiple platforms together for a better customer experience. Thank you all. Thank you for watching CNBC TV 18 presents Haptik Customer First. Goodbye.